Hey, what's going on, guys? Luke here from Nerdy Geek Talk, the source of all your nerdy geeky needs. And today we're here with Holocron Herald episode number 22, I do believe. And joining me is Aramis Prime. He's my apprentice, if you would. Hi, Eric.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
It's good. It's good. You ready to talk some Clone Wars without John? You know, such a party.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have to deal with dad and mom fighting. That's good.
But yeah, so we have some of your favorite episodes. We have Dooku Captured
Yes!
is the first one, and the Gungan General is the second one. Which
Not the same
may
point.
I was gonna say not exactly what you would think it would be one of your favorite episodes, but there's a
Not
reason. We'll get to
not
it.
the same bullying and entrapping old people is good. Not saying that. Not saying that.
Um, but yeah, so let's start off with Dooku captured. The quote for that one is, "The winding path to peace is always a worthy one, no matter how many turns it takes." So
I don't see how
basically,
this is relevant.
yeah, I think it's like they were trying to get Dooku, and it was still like the right thing to do, even though they got set back so many times, and even ended up not getting Dooku. But like, I don't know. They never stopped trying to get
Yeah.
Dooku, and I guess it's like the moral of the story is like that was the right thing to do, and it was worth it, even if it takes forever to get there and everything seems to be going wrong. But yeah, this one's kind of a stretch. I don't see how it really pertains, especially seeing as how the next episode goes. But this quote isn't for next episode. So, uh, first off, I have it as, why did Anakin go alone and unarmed into the Separatist frigate? Like, why didn't he just and get captured? Like, why didn't they just, if Anakin went by himself and they're like, oh, he gets captured so they could track it, why didn't he just like hop on the ship, put a tracker, hop off the ship? Like, why did he need to get captured? I don't know, but
Ah,
it was convincing.
uh, yeah. I was really confused on it too, because I'm like, okay, if I was in their shoes, like, all right, we capture Anakin Skywalker.
Kill him.
Why doesn't he have a weapon?
Yeah, they were like, to make your capture convincing, and it's like, well, I guess that would explain like why he didn't put up a fight, but still, it's like, well, where is his lightsaber? I lost it, I don't know, but although
I
he does lose it later, so there's that.
Yeah, I feel like Count Dooku is definitely smart enough to be like, this seems like a trap because he surrendered pretty easily, but it's Anakin, and he doesn't do that.
I don't know. Next thing I have is Obi-Wan says, "You're not the prisoner I'm looking for." To some pirates, actually, some
Yeah.
little foreshadowing right there. Not a big deal or anything, because I mean they don't matter. They're not part of they're not part of
Oh,
Hondo's crew that we see later.
pirate
Because
lives matter.
but but yeah, you get that little homage to these aren't the droids you're looking for. You're not the prisoner I'm looking
Yeah.
for. Um, then I like how he constantly teases Anakin for not being a master.
Yeah, I was really like this brings up a good question for me because like they're supposed to kind of be emotionless, but they mess around with each other a lot. So like, at what point does that have to stop?
Well, I don't think they have to be emotionless. It's that they can't have attachments. So technically, you can banter with. I mean, obviously they're very close. They're like brothers, but also both of them we know cheat at that rule. Like in this
Yeah.
show, we see both of them cheat at that rule. Obi-Wan with
Uh,
Satine, Anakin with Padme. So
poor Obi-Wan.
yeah, I
He's the
know. We'll
he
get
just
there.
he
We'll
just
get there.
fails all the time, and he doesn't even get sleep with her.
But oh man, yeah, that's a rough arc. But well, we're not there yet, so we still have to get through more of
No,
Obi
it's
Wan's
okay.
failures before now.
The pursuit of peace is a windy road. There you go.
Um, but yeah, I thought it was interesting. They keep teasing Anakin, like, "Hey, you're not a master. You're not a master." Whatever. Like, I kind of
Yeah.
understand why by the time of the Revenge of the Sith, he's like really, really angry that he's not a master. It's like, well, yeah, you've kind of been teasing him for the entire Clone Wars that he's not a master. So I kind of get why he's a little angry. Um, Also, did you find it interesting that Dooku was 5 steps away from Anakin's prison cell? they
All part
opened
of
the,
the plan.
they opened the door, just like walk out, and I mean honestly, it's like they really he wasn't, and it's more like the shot probably just skipped that time. But I thought it was interesting. It was just like that, like They walk out of the door and oh, next door over, it's Dooku, like pretty much. So,
Nope, his ship is the perfect combination of form and function. I don't know what you're talking about.
um, next thing I have is why were there only two ships in the hangar? There was one for Dooku to get away and one for them to chase him. Why weren't there other ships to chase the Jedi?
Maybe he just doesn't care about the droids.
But like you would have a ship for the droids to I don't know, I feel like to pursue I don't know. I just feel like there would be at least guard ships for Dooku. Like you know what I mean? There was guard ships at the end of Attack of the Clones, I believe. I think
Well, they got the vulture droids, don't they?
yeah, like why weren't there vulture droids in the hangar? Is what I mean. Like that followed them.
I
Like that they followed them once they got outside, but no one was in the hangar. Like they could have just shot them down as they were getting out. But I digress. Well, I guess it makes sense that all the vulture droids were already outside though. So never
The,
mind.
the episode wasn't called Dooku's ship. It's called Dooku Captured. We don't need to focus on the ship or these problems as you call them.
Well, actually,
It's all about him
I
being
just solved my
captured.
own problem because, like I just said, all the vulture droids were outside because they were engaged in combat.
See,
So that
they
actually
have
is fair.
they have that much faith. Like our fans are smart. They'll get this together years from now.
I do think it's interesting that there was only one transport ship for like all those droids. Like they didn't have another one, but still, it is reasonable that all the vulture droids are gone at least. Next thing I have is I actually thought that Anakin's crash landing that was a decent landing. He didn't even hit anything.
Yeah, that was for realistically how fast they were going. Like they get to the surface in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, and he doesn't like it. Like I mean, it's a crash landing, so obviously you're scraping along the surface and everything. But he never even like hit a rock. Like normally, whenever you're crashing, do like a crash landing in Star Wars, it's like, yeah, you're going, and then you hit something, and that's when you stop, and the ship kind of like flips over or whatever, and you're done. But no, he didn't even like smash into anything. He just scraped against the bottom. So I was like, even
Yeah.
though not Dooku, Obi-Wan was messing with him. I thought that it actually was a good crash landing, so there's that.
Any landing you can walk away from.
Yeah, I mean, that's what matters. Next I thought the music whenever they were going into the cave was interesting. It reminded me of Avatar. I don't know why, but I was just like, huh, that's very. Oh, you know what? Conspiracy.
Oh wait,
It's
no
because
Every time, wait, Avatar: The Last Airbender or Avatar the
no,
movie?
no. Avatar, the blue people.
Okay, I was gonna say because every time me and John talk together, we talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender connecting it to Star Wars.
But Disney they just built the Avatar ride in like the parks that they have in Animal Kingdom, I believe. And supposedly it's like one of the best rides ever. Everyone except me that I know pretty much just went to Disney or is about to go to Disney. My
Oh, yeah.
family, my friends, my roommate is going to Disney while I'm taking finals. He finishes before me, but I digress. But there's the Avatar ride there, and I'm just saying, they definitely knew. They were like, you know what? We need to put music that's like Avatar in this scene just so some weirdos will think about it in years right after the Avatar ride comes out. You know what? They'll piece together it's Disney. You know what?
Our
They
fans
know
are smart. They've already committed enough time and money into it. They're sticking to it. We know that.
But
Okay,
our next
wait.
thing. Do you know what the next thing is?
Hold on. I'd like to backtrack to the landing real quick.
Oh yes.
Again, they landed like 5 feet from Dooku.
Yeah, their ship did land pretty close. Although, in all fairness, they were in pursuit of him and they were following him. So I feel like Anakin could aim the ship like he could see where Dooku
Yeah.
was crashing, like because they were very close. So I feel like that's reasonable. Although the way the camera shoots it doesn't seem like they are that close by the time they're getting down
Did
there.
they
But I don't know.
did they set their own beacon off for it to be found?
I don't think so. But
Because
well,
they destroyed Dooku's.
I would assume that they have. Well, Anakin was the one who they tracked to that ship, so I would assume that whatever Anakin had on him for them to get to that frigate
Yeah.
would be how they
Oh
tracked
yeah.
him later. So,
Wow. We're bad at plot holes.
oh, but the next bit is your favorite part. We're introduced to a certain character that is going to be important to canon from now on, and that is
Yes.
Hondo Onaka.
That's why I'm holding a gun right now and I have a hostage right next to me.
Because you're Hondo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a very Hondo thing to do.
That's another problem for another day. But anyways.
But yes, I thought it was very interesting how he's like he's very observant. Like they play it off as like, oh yeah, he's a dumb pirate, but if you look closer, he's very smart. He knows where that ship's from. He knows that it's worth a lot. He's like judging. He's sizing up Count Dooku. He's like, well, if you're
I'm
wealthy,
judging
then you
you.
can pay me stuff like that. Like he is smart. He is smart, even though he likes it. He comes off as stupid to people in general too, on purpose
Yeah.
though, because it's way easy to get one over on them if they think you're dumb when you're not. He is smart, and man, Hondo is awesome. This is a good introduction, and I love all the names he has for lightsabers. He calls it right then. He calls it a flashy sword, and then later he calls it a glowy thingy. And I'm like, that's great. That is so
Okay.
great.
So in the cave, they run into those crazy looking animals.
Oh yeah, I forget what the name is. I put that they look like man bats
Okay. Here's
from
some
Batman.
I legitimately have a problem with this and like a lot of sci-fi stuff and like magic stuff and like different planets and stuff. Why is it every time there's a different planet? How dangerous is this environment that everything, literally everything evolves to insane levels to kill you?
Uh, that's a good question.
Like that always bothers me in sci-fi. I'm like that thing got four arms, it's bulky, it's like Mega Swampert. It got these big saber-toothed teeth. What is it fighting against in that cave on this desolate planet? What is sustaining that? How many millions of years did it survive
The
to evolve to be
poison
that in the
gas?
cave?
I don't know. Maybe it's a poison gas. Although I feel like Star Wars is actually pretty good at having not every planet have totally deadly things in general. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of them, but not all of them. You know what? And plus, we see some herbivores later. So, well, not this episode, but
I
next
do like
episode.
herbivores.
So it all balances out. But yeah, I do see what you mean. Next thing I have is that Hondo has a UFO, like a flying saucer,
Yeah,
a literal flying saucer. And if that's not the greatest thing ever, I don't know what is.
I feel like they made it look like the Starship Enterprise just to like poke fun.
I feel like it's a combination of that and a stereotypical
Yeah,
yeah, flying saucer. But yeah, I noticed that too. So I don't know, but it's still very funny, and it's not the last time we'll see the ship either, because certainly not the last time we will see Hondo.
I do like how Dooku was like really chill about it at first.
Yeah. Which I mean, it's all in all fairness, he is like one of the richest people ever, so paying them is nothing, no matter how much they want. So there is that. Like that is reasonable. I mean, and he doesn't want to get in a fight. I think this arc actually shows like, hey, Jedi and Sith, like while they're powerful, like if you surround them with guns,
Yeah,
they cannot win. So there is that. Um, Next thing is, why did they send Jar Jar Binks? I feel like Palpatine did that on purpose to sabotage everything because he didn't want the Republic to get Dooku. I could be wrong, but I really feel like that's the reason he would have sent Binks. Because
yeah.
there is no reason to send Jar Jar Binks.
I do enjoy that. Like when Hondo's talking to me, he's like, "Yeah, we captured Count Dooku," and there's just that brief moment with Palpatine. He's like, "What?"
Yeah, Palpatine's like, what are you talking about? Like, no. And then they're like, oh, we need proof and everything. And then he's like, he has his lightsaber. And then they're all like, yeah, that's his lightsaber. That's proof. And then Palpatine's like, that means nothing.
That kind of that kind of confused me because like the fact that Yoda recognized it, I'm like, okay, you can say that's the one he had when he trained him, but we know it has to be a different lightsaber unless
Well,
he's not a true Sith.
it doesn't have
And,
to be a different lightsaber because Sith just corrupt the crystal. They don't necessarily have to change the
yeah,
hilt. But they still, Yoda did fight him on Geonosis. So he could recognize it from
and
that. Because in all
uh,
fairness, Dooku's
yeah.
blade sticks out because it's curved
Oh,
and it has the
it's
hook on the end. So
beautiful.
like it is certainly a sight to behold. So the fact that Yoda dueled him, we know that he knows what the saber looks like. So I think that
Much
is
like
reasonable.
much like his ship, it is a beautiful combination of form and function.
This is very true.
Just like Dooku himself, like he just sits there stroking that beard, thinking what to do.
He is pretty awesome. Um, Next thing I have is so even though uh, Anakin and Obi-Wan they switch drinks like with other pirates, why did they drink? Like I don't know. I get that you switched so you thought you were safe, but just don't drink in general. While on a mission, I feel like just
Oh,
pretend
oh.
to take a sip or something. I don't
But
know.
put that in the description. No, drinking is bad. Yes.
But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. At first I thought it was gonna be like, oh no, Hondo drugged everyone just to be safe.
But then my question is, the two pirates that they switch drinks with, they're like down and out like that. I feel like Anakin and Obi-Wan should have been like, yeah. I mean, I guess they aren't surprised since that is why they switched drinks. But like, are those pirates dead? Because they fell over. They like kind of just coughed a bunch and like flopped down. Did they pass out that fast, or did they die? My question, like, was he going to kill the Jedi? Because it seemed like those pirates died. They could have been knocked out that fast, but that is very, very fast for a drug to work.
Maybe it's something
Just
that
saying.
like their species is good against or not good against, so it just knocked them out real fast.
Maybe, I don't know, but I thought it was interesting. I was like, if that was gonna kill him, but yeah, I guess Hondo drugged everyone at the table. So
Yeah, that I would have loved to see that though. Like when they're panning out, if like the whole party just passes out.
I feel like that's unnecessary though, because in all honesty, those are two unarmed Jedi surrounded by an army of pirates. Like they can't escape later. Like, do you think they'd be able to escape right then if
Uh,
they all pointed their guns at them? So
I do love the amount of times like everyone just pulls out their guns because it's half the time it's just like, where were you keeping that? Like the amount of snipers they pull out.
this is true. Yes, there are a lot of pirate snipers throughout, especially the next episode, which is the Gungan General, the second part of this arc.
Ta-ta-ta.
The quote is "Fail with honor rather than succeed by fraud." Uh,
I
oh,
don't know if I.
that's talking about the traitor pirate. I'm guessing.
Ah, yeah.
Like
I
he was
thought it was
trying
just
to.
like the end of the episode,
I
maybe.
think it was the maybe. I guess maybe it is like that. Fail with honor rather than succeed by fraud. I don't know, but either way, it pertains to the pirates in general. Whether or not it's that specific traitor's pirate or the end with Hondo, there is that. Um, but yeah, this one pertains at least. My first question is, why are Dooku, Anakin, and Obi-Wan all chained together and not just all in prison cells like Dooku was in? The whole episode would have gone a lot quicker because
Yeah,
they wouldn't have
when I
escaped.
yeah, if they have those like tractor thing, like the things that make you float, if they had
Yeah.
those readily available, why not just always use those?
Yeah, and especially because they specifically had Dooku in one earlier. That means they took him out.
Yeah,
Why
and
would
they
you put
just
all?
gave him
Why
a
would you
loop
put
rope.
three insanely powerful people together who all want to escape? Even if they don't like each other, they all want to escape, so they're going to work together like they did. Just saying. Also, why didn't Dooku just electrocute them at the beginning? That's the one thing that he could do. He could force choke him. But like, well, I mean, I guess maybe force choking in sleep wouldn't be a good idea because then they'd wake up and then it'd be a battle. But why not just
Because
electrocute them while they were sleeping?
he was attached to them.
But I mean, I still feel like I guess because he does say I would have killed you if I wouldn't have had to drag your dead bodies. But still, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I feel like he'd really want to kill him. At least Anakin. Did you know? No, because he actually like the entire Clone Wars. He wanted to turn Obi-Wan because
Yeah,
because Obi-Wan was his Padawan's Padawan. So he was his
yeah.
grand Padawan.
Here's one of the things that kind of bother me because of Clone Wars though. Is in episode 3, he's like, "Oh, my powers have doubled since you've last seen me count." They see each other here. They see each other a bunch more times before the Clone Wars end. So realistically, how much stronger than he get? What time is he talking about?
Does he see count after Mortis?
I do not know.
We'll have to check on that later. I'm curious. We'll have to like specifically see when the last time Anakin engages Dooku, in particular, because in all honesty, they haven't fought like lightsaber to lightsaber. They've seen each other, but they haven't fought since
Yeah.
the Clone Wars movie, which was not long after Attack of the Clones. So I don't know.
Oh yeah. How much? Like I don't know if you know this off the top of your head. How far are we into the Clone Wars? Like the war itself. Like how many months?
Years? I want to say it's around a year. I think it's between a year or 2 years. I don't know that for
Because
sure, though. That's a guess.
I know at like a certain point, Dooku like actually becomes evil. But before that, he thought he was doing the right thing. I was trying to figure out how much time passed because he seems pretty evil here. I would figure if it was like
Just
a
wait
short.
till the slave arc.
No, not slavery.
You will get to that. But next thing I have is Jar Jar actually killed everyone. He actually killed those. Like, he is responsible for the deaths
Mm,
of that senator and those pilots, especially the pilots. Like, Jar Jar fools around a bunch and yeah, it causes chaos, but like, he actually killed those people. Like, those
yeah.
people would not have been dead if it were not for him. I feel like that should have upset him more. Maybe he
Yeah.
just didn't realize it.
Well, you see the senator's chair break after he saved Jar Jar, and I'm just thinking, like, what is this teaching people?
But he messed with the pilots in the beginning, which is what caused them to get shot at and then shot down and fall down and then crash, which then killed the senator. So even if directly he didn't kill the senator, his actions caused what killed the senator. So, yeah, I'm just saying he totally killed him, and so I feel like Commander Stone should have just taken command from him, just been like, yeah, you know what, like I
Yeah,
will handle the situation since you just killed people.
the Jar Jar wasn't aware he was in charge, like, at the beginning. They should have been like, no, I'm in charge.
Yeah, I don't think Jar Jar would have known he was in charge, but the clones do follow orders pretty darn well. So,
Orders, you say, like, what numbers?
65.
Whoa!
But
That is the terrible one, right? Yeah.
I think it is
Yeah.
actually, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Or is it? I don't know if that's the specific one. But
I think that's the one where you just shoot innocent people.
is that? I kind of think that might have been 55. I'm not sure though. We can check that later though. But next thing I have is, why is the knife the key to the jail cell? And if it's not, then how does a knife fit in the keyhole? That doesn't make sense. Why did they specifically have to have it be a knife other than to have the fact that Anakin is, messing with him for trying to get food? Like,
One of the
it could have just been a key. Like, that would have made so much more sense.
You
But
know what really confused me there was why was the knife that was the key also like this big knife, like a knuckle duster, and he was using it to eat with.
well, they're pirates, so I feel like that's like
Like,
I feel
why
like they
is
would do that.
why is this key a foot long? Why does it have brass knuckles? Why can I eat with it? These are all excellent questions.
Yeah, the main thing, like, I can see the pirates like messing around and eating with it, but like the key part, I just don't get that, and I don't understand why they could have just had it be a key, and he got the key and whatever. I don't know, but
That's a
either way,
multi-purpose tool.
I guess I do feel like if anyone would do it, it would be Hondo. That's like, hey, this keyhole, let's have it be a freaking giant knife because we can.
I love the amount of random stuff Hondo says. Just because like you can't tell if he's serious. Like he talks about his mother at a certain point.
I know.
And he talks like he's like, oh, one hostage is good, two is even better, but three is good business.
Yeah,
Like that's what my mother always said. And I'm just like, is that real or not? He just says random stuff.
Did his mother say that? Like, it just doesn't make sense. But yeah. Next thing I have is, why are the elephant rhino things faster than speeders? That doesn't make sense. They're too fat.
Okay. Clearly, you've never watched any cartoon because every time somebody eats a lot and they're fat, they're just waiting for that one episode. They get to exert that in like pure energy or speed.
I like those little creatures, and I thought it was cool that they rode them, but like, the pirates know the land, and they're on speeders. They should have been long gone, whereas they just catch up on these tiny little rhino things and take them out, and it's just like, okay.
I was more impressed. Like I'm like, wow, they domesticated those things in like 2 minutes.
Well, it is Jar Jar, so I feel like
His
that.
his eyes piss me off.
Wait, why?
They just look so bad.
They're like yellowish.
It's like a cat's
Sith-
eye, but they're
Sith
overly
Lord.
round.
Sith Lord. That's interesting. I honestly, what's interesting is that I don't know about you, but I don't hate Jar Jar. I don't like Jar Jar very much in this episode, but I don't hate Jar Jar in the Clone Wars as much as I do the movies.
No, I will
Yeah.
agree on that, but that's because he's evil.
Next thing I have is,
I hate them.
why did Obi-Wan save Dooku? Because even before Anakin was like saying, drop Dooku, we need to get out of here. Like, why didn't he just drop Dooku? I mean, I guess maybe it's like I guess maybe because it's the Jedi way not to let an unarmed person. Well, it's not. It's I guess in a way to like execute or kill an unarmed
Well,
opponent. But Dooku wasn't their opponent in that situation. He was just essentially dead weight. But he didn't have to. He wasn't killing him whenever Dooku snapped off if he didn't grab him. Like it's the kind of thing like okay, Batman Begins reference. He doesn't just because he doesn't save. Like you can not save someone that isn't the same thing as necessarily just flat out killing them. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
yeah,
I thought it was interesting. I mean I kind of guess because
but
they want to build
it,
up
it
sympathy, but
it was a fall. It's not like it was gonna kill him anyways.
uh, Dooku certainly seemed to think like that it would. If you think about how old Dooku is and the fact that he was like head first slash back first, like, and surrounded by pirates that were shooting at them,
Yeah.
I think it's reasonable Dooku could have died. I do find it interesting though that Obi-Wan is this one who saves him too. So
Yeah, I like how they don't bring that up later, though. Like that literally has no relevance later,
yeah, but
which kind of confused
other
me.
than the fact that that's the reason they get captured again. So
And again, I love Hondo because he's like, well, I guess we're not gonna be friends
yeah,
now.
it's like, well, I said we could be friends after I sold you, but nope, you had to escape again. We're not friends. Hondo's great.
Oh, and he just gets this. He's like, I give you this hospitality, I give you somewhere to sleep, and now you insult me.
Yep, because they're like you're a liar, and he's like, what? They're like that's what you do for a living. He's like, you are insulting me. But next thing I have is I love how Stone's like he's smarter than he looks whenever he's talking about Binks, and then Binks takes out 2 tanks.
Sith Lord
I
thrown
don't
out there.
know. Part of me's like maybe I feel like if they actually did roll with that and gave some more evidence to the fact that Jar Jar is smarter than he appears and that most of the things he does that like actually end up causing like major parts in a battle like are on purpose. He just attempts to like act like they aren't so he doesn't get killed. Like I would actually like his character a lot more. But they don't like this is the only hint we ever really get at that like maybe Jar Jar does this on purpose. But
Like that.
we don't really get more
But
of that later, so
how confident are you that the guy's so stupid and like so incompetent? They're like, yep, this is how we're taking out tanks.
I feel like if there was anyone you would place that faith in though, it is
But it's
him.
just, but it's just like, yeah, we could hide. We could definitely hide from these tanks. We could definitely fight them. But I am banking our lives on this.
But he was right, and honestly, I would make the same decision because, in all honesty, it wouldn't be that big of a loss either if you lost Banks.
Oh.
I'm just saying. Um, but yeah, I like how they just basically sent Jar Jar to his death, but Stone's like, nah, he won't die. They're gonna die. Next off,
You will die.
then we have Anakin and Obi-Wan getting tortured on a kids show. I'm just pointing that out there.
Yay! I thought it was strippers at first, if you want my opinion.
What? No,
I,
just because they were.
I saw the poles at first before I saw Anakin and Obi-Wan. I'm like,
They
yeah,
weren't
they're
even.
pirates.
Were they
That
on
makes
poles?
sense.
They were like.
They're on electric
There was like
poles.
electric things holding them up. They weren't even like really poles that they were on though. It was like just holding
Ah,
them up by their
you're right.
hands. But
Star Wars usually keeps their strippers chained up like Jabba.
yeah, pretty
My,
much.
my bad.
But yeah, I just find it interesting that yeah, torture on a kids show, and they're screaming. So there is that. I mean, it's not anything bloody or gruesome, but I'm just pointing out that this is one of the earlier signs that yeah, this is a darker kids show,
Yeah.
but it's not even close to where it gets.
I got a lot of questions from what Jar Jar did. First of all, took out those tanks pretty easily. Second of all, why did the pirates only up one power line? Third of all, where was that power coming from?
Um, that's a good question. I do find it interesting that they're in one power line, they had no backup power. Oh, although it is possible that maybe they had backup power, but it takes time to come on, and so that would still give Anakin and Obi-Wan the time to jump off that they needed, essentially. So it would still play out the same, roughly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where that power's coming from. I feel like it's not unreasonable though that if this is their home, that they know where the power source is or something. I don't know if they generate it. Maybe it's solar and it comes from an area they have. I don't know. You're asking too many questions. Um, but yeah.
Dooku like crushes someone's throat.
Oh my god. Okay, so I don't have that quite yet, but I have. Huh, I say Is he doing this on purpose? What was that
Jar
about?
Jar? Was it Jar Jar?
Maybe it's Jar Jar? I think it might have been Jar Jar. But, yeah, next I have, holy crap, so Dooku is escaping, and he force chokes the traitorous pirate who is also trying to escape with his other friend. What does the traitorous pirate do? He pulls out a gun. I'm like, oh, he's going to shoot at Dooku. That's not going to go well for him. No. What he does is he shoots his friend. My question, so why did he do that?
I thought Dooku made him do it.
I don't think Dooku made him do it. I could be wrong.
Like I was,
Maybe
I was,
Dooku
yeah,
did.
I
But,
was rather confused about it. But then like Dooku was using both hands.
oh, okay, that's fair. Maybe he did. My thought was that that guy is so sick twisted that he was like, if I shoot my friend, maybe this guy will be like, oh, maybe he can be my, like, I don't know about ally, but like I can let him go or something. Like he can be used essentially. Like if he'll turn on his friend. I don't know though. Maybe if Dooku was using his other hand though, that Dooku made him do that. Either way, that was a messed up scene, and he crushes his throat. Yeah. So walks out. So yep, not the master of throat hugs like Vader, but he certainly
Oh my!
did.
It was like overly violent.
Yes, it was pretty violent.
You hear a lot of the crushing.
I know. Then he gets out, and then you have the
He steals
Jedi.
the UFO.
Yes. Although the pirates do have the UFO later, so wait, is that the UFO? I thought it's a different ship. I could be wrong.
He steals one of the UFOs.
Okay. Um, but then we have the whole standoff between the Jedi and the pirates, and the Jedi just let them go. Which, in all honesty, why did they let them go?
Yeah.
Those people are war criminals. They ruined your chance of getting someone who could possibly end the war. Um, you, like one of the major leaders of the other side, they captured you, and then you're just like, no, it's not the Jedi. You know, we don't have a
What
quarrel with you, whatever.
what I
Which will
didn't get was
come
like,
back
I'm like,
to
how
bite
did
them.
like we got all these freaking snipers. Lo and behold, the one time we need them,
They're not
nobody's
there.
doing anything.
Well, they had Hondo hostage too, and the thing is, it wasn't like there was one Jedi, so they could just snipe him. There's two. Also, Jedi are pretty good at deflecting laser bolts, so if it's far away
Like
that they're sniping, chances are the other one could deflect. So I'm just
I
saying, when there's
I
two, it
just
is a bit more complicated, but still, you do have a point.
I just thought there'd be like one more pirate that was just like, you know what, screw it. I don't like Hondo either, and just like they'd take a shot.
I don't know, but I guess they're pretty loyal pirates. But then, yeah, they have that mutual respect, and they're like, yeah, yeah, you know what? Let's go. And then the
My
Jedi are like,
friends.
yeah, and the Jedi are like, oh yeah, by the way, Dooku's totally gonna kill you. Just saying. So the pirates will be back for sure.
Yes,
Hondo is not
thank God.
done, so this'll. I don't know if it'll come back to bite him in the butt, like I said, because I don't know if Hondo ever actually straight up betrays the Jedi again, does he? I don't think he does.
He might do stuff to like his own benefit, but like
Yeah, but I don't think he ever outright like tries to capture them or anything. Like I don't think he ever is their enemy. He's just always looking out for himself. But yeah, so they will certainly encounter him more. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. So
da da da.
if you liked this episode, uh, you know, you can find our sister show, our brand new sister show, which actually is going up before this.
Da da
Uh,
da!
we record them at the same time. But the new show is Mandalore Mandate, where it is us, me, Luke, and also John whenever he's here. He's not here this week. Talking about Star Wars news and also just discussion in general. Whereas this show is specifically a Clone Wars breakdown. We are getting that done on another show where we have the news of the week, whatever's relevant, and then also just our own discussion pertaining to Star Wars, whatever we want to talk about, which we have specific topics for. But yeah, so definitely go check that out. Our other shows we have up on our network this week: Steel City Bots, the newest episode I believe is 30, where we talk about possibly a Nemesis Prime reveal, all that good stuff. Lots of April Fool's jokes. There was actually a really good April Fool's joke played on us by Soundjack. I'm not kidding. He lied to us for a long time to make that happen, so it's actually kind of funny.
He's
Um,
actually a robot this whole time.
Not quite, but close. Um, Also, on the network, we should have Misaligned up, a new episode of Misaligned, which I think might have Christabella on it. I
I
could be
don't even
wrong,
know what
though.
that is.
It's Transformers Lore podcast. Transformers Line Continuity.
Oh,
That's a lore
I
podcast.
love world building, so I'll listen to that.
So yeah, they're on like episode. I want to say 5. Could be wrong. Other than that, keep your eyes peeled for, as I said, there's also Mandalorian Mandate, but also Awesome Asylum should be. Oh, and TF Primecast. So all that good stuff. There should be episodes of that. So go check all that stuff out. And yeah, that's about it for this episode. So thank you guys for listening.
Ah, crap, my hostage got loose.
Oh wait. Also, you can find us on Twitter. You can find me at Eric Crowbar, and Luke, you're at Darth_Sand66, right?
Yeah, I got to deal with this real fast. Crap.
He's getting his hostage. But yeah, also follow us at Nerdy Geek Talk. Tweeting lots more stuff out about podcast updates, all that. And if you aren't subscribed to Nerdy Geek Talk on YouTube or your favorite podcast place, you should be. So
Pew 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 pew.
yeah. On that note, we'll see ya. Bye.
Bye.